Well, Vanessa, quite of a whirlwind trip for you out to Washington, leaving Sunday, coming back here today. Uh, what your overall feelings on the experience, getting to go out and be with the national team for a few days?
It was definitely a good experience, and I'm glad I was able to be a part of it. I got to learn a lot and just see how the whole system, I guess, works out there, and I got to meet the players, so it's definitely a good experience to have.
How disappointed were you that you weren't able to get on the field last night?
I mean, yeah, there's a little disappointment, but it was my first time there, and I just got to look at the positives of the experience. I was able to go and still get the experience and meet those players and still get to be in that environment.
Certainly, you've played games in front of big crowds before, but what was like practicing in front of a crowd of several thousand there in Washington?
It was definitely different because usually when you practice, there's no one there. And when you walked into the training, I remember looking at my friend Morgan. I was like, whoa, there's actually kind of a lot of people here. But once you start playing, you kind of forget that there's actually people there watching.
So what was it like when you actually got into the locker room and you realize you're in the same place as players like Abby Wambach, Carly Lloyd, players that you've watched growing up on the national team?
It was cool. I mean, they had all our jerseys hanging up, and you just kind of see your name on the jersey and see kind of who it's also by. And it's definitely something that I'll never forget.
Well, what was the most surprising thing? What was maybe something that caught you off guard about the whole process that you didn't really expect?
Um, I'm not really sure. Everything kind of, I didn't really have any expectations or anything I kind of thought. I just kind of went in there, took everything that there was to learn from the experience, and kind of just walked away with as much information as I could.
Had to make you feel pretty good that your teammates were able to come up with a big win while you were gone. I know last year things were kind of up and down while you were away, but they took care of business for you while you were gone.
Yeah, it was definitely good to see them play and do it as well as they did against ISU this year. I know last year they ended up tying them, and this year it was good to see that they were able to do a lot better.
Now that you've gotten a taste of the national team experience, does that make you even a little bit more hungry to get back?
Definitely. I mean, it's somewhere I want to be and something I really want to do in my future. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. It's not up to really me.
In the way that it is up to you, though, as far as how you think you might need to improve to get more regular opportunities there, what kind of things do you think you need to work on in your game?
I would just say being in that environment and being comfortable and confident in myself and just really being able to believe that I can play with them and know that that speed of play is faster, but I'll be able to adjust to it once I get there.
Do you feel like you kind of got a taste of that just in the workout on Monday?
Yeah, you definitely got to see the speed of play, and it's really quick, and everyone's technical, and the technical ability is just through the roof, and it's cool to see and fun to play with. I was enjoying myself.
Did you pick some minds there? Did you try and talk to some of those girls?
Yeah, definitely. If you have questions and you ask them the questions, they would answer. And I mean, we're sitting there and listening about their input on the pro league and just kind of hearing what they had to say about it and going and looking into the future and just kind of listening to that and kind of taking in what I could.
Do you get starstruck by any of them on that team?
A little bit. I mean, you're sitting next to meals with like Abby and Alex, and it's just kind of cool to actually sit there and talk with them and kind of interact with them.
Did they treat you like the new girl? Is there any kind of thing you have to do for them? Any kind of hazing there?
No hazing. They definitely make you feel comfortable and introduce them. They introduce themselves to you and just talk to you, try to get to know you as much as they can in that short amount of time.
Take me back to that call that you get for the U.S. women's national soccer team. I mean, what was that like for you?
It was cool. I mean, it was out of the blue. I wasn't expecting it. It was just a few days before the camp actually was, and it's just something you'll always remember because it's something you've kind of dreamed about.
And obviously you've dreamed about a career like this, but what's it mean to actually have the recognition of there's someone they're watching you right now?
It's a good feeling, but you also just kind of got to make sure it stays that way. Yeah, it's good to know that you're kind of in that mix and they see that you're you have potential to be in that mix.
What was the crowd like there?
It was cool. I mean, you're surrounded by thousands of fans, and they're all dressed in red, white, and blue, and signs everywhere, and people screaming their names. It's a cool experience.
So, I mean, that's a big highlight for you, but you got a whole season to go here. I mean, what are your goals as a senior?
Just to do better than I have in the previous years, and just continue to grow and help the team as much as I possibly can, and just have a good end of the season.